friends, my name's Noreen Foxwell. Welcome to today's Kids Yoga Meets Astrology. And tonight, or actually early tomorrow morning, very early in the middle of the night, is a full moon eclipse. Tonight we have a full moon. And a solar eclipse is when the sun is opposite the moon on a full moon and it makes it shine bright. It illuminates the whole moon. An eclipse, a lunar one, is when the Earth's shadow is cast over the moon, and during that time, it eclipses the moon. You'll still be able to see the moon, but it won't be that bright white. The shadow is going to create a hue of red, or blood moon it's called. Now, there are two different sciences, let's say, that I follow of astrology. Vedic, the older, I call it almost the original astrology of the stars, and Western. Western is kind of what's followed here in the United States, and what you're going to see it blasted all over the place. I've been seeing it for a week now leading up to this, getting everyone ready for this eclipse. First of all, it's the first eclipse of this year. It's a very powerful eclipse because of all of the places that the planets are placed. You might recall the last video I did was the parade of planets, and that was because planets were lining up. And if you follow Western astrology, that happened. But if you follow Vedic astrology, the end of this month is when 7 of those planets are going to be in the zodiac sign of Pisces. Now, if you follow, and I'll slow down a little bit, if you follow Western astrology, this full moon is happening when the sun is in Pisces and the moon is in its opposite sign of Pisces, and that happens to be Virgo. And so it is strong because those are opposite signs on an astrology chart, and there's always a push and pull energy between Pisces and Virgo energy. Funny enough, I think it's 18 months or a year and a half, the North Node and South Node, where we're going and where we've been, lessons we have to learn, lessons we've learned, they are also in Pisces and Virgo in Western astrology. And so these are teaming up. And that is going to make the lessons even stronger for some people. The people that are going to really feel this eclipse are those of you that might be in the sign of Pisces, those of you that might be in the sign of Virgo. Eclipses bring change. They bring a change you might not have seen coming. They bring a change into your life that you might not have been willing to take care of or do. And so what happens during an eclipse is that the universe helps to push that energy out of your life. It's for the better of you or your child or someone you know, but it sure doesn't feel like that sometimes. But that is part of what an eclipse does. It clips things out of your life. So it really is a time that you need to get grounded, we call it in yoga, by meditating. Traditionally, if you go to Vedic astrology, when it's a full moon eclipse, they do not go out. They do not do anything other than meditate, drink a lot of water, eat clean diet, okay? I know here in Western astrology, we want to get out there, take pictures of it and share it and be out in it. And so I'm going to just say do what works for you, but I will say this is not a good time to put your crystals outside. Oh no. And the reason for that is crystals are used to amplify energy. And if you're putting your crystals out on such a heightened and charged full moon eclipse, that full moon eclipse energy, it might go into your crystal energy, and then your crystals are going to have that energy that instead of being, let's say, positive for lack of a better word, it might be eclipsing things out of your life for the next month or 2 or 3, which actually happens anyway when it's an eclipse, because an eclipse is one of 4 in the spring season, and then and then 4 in the fall season, 1 of 4. We're doing the first one. All right, let me switch to Vedic astrology for a moment. That is the traditional astrology. This moon in Vedic astrology is in the sign of Leo. Leo is a very different flavor than Virgo. See, Virgos and Pisces, they can work very well together because they want to help people. Pisces help all people, everyone and anyone. They help the down and trodden. They help people that can't help themselves. They help people of all shapes, sizes, and abilities. But Virgos tell you how to help them. They do the step-by-steps on what to do. So they work very well together. But Leo, Vedic astrology, Leos are often about themselves, and they are that kind of energy. Leos are kind of just focus on me, and they focus on themselves. Now, during an eclipse, it might be good because they're going to focus on their life and what needs to go out the door, out the window, who needs to go, what isn't working, what do they need to move forward in their life. And so those are some of the differences. Leos are also, with this red moon, they are a fire sign, it's called, where Virgo and Pisces, the sun in Pisces, and Virgo, the moon in Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign. They're very connected to the earth. Feet are on the ground. Pisces, I'll say, live in their own world sometimes, but they're a water sign, very emotional, understand emotions, can relate with emotions. Sometimes they are off in la la land in regards to that. So Virgo and Pisces can work well together. Leo might throw a wrench into things if you follow Vedic astrology. And again, eclipses do that. It's nothing to really fear. It's just that this kind of energy is heightened this time of year. And so I like to be prepared. I know I was talking a lot today. There's a wonderful Moonology diary by Yasmin Boland. And I love using this because it gives you all kinds of little tidbits and helps in Western astrology. And so I will say this, whether you decide to go out and look at it at 2:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the morning, or 2:26 to 3:36, that's the height of this happening. You may see it start to happen before and after it ends. Well, definitely before, as it's leading into this eclipse. But the 2:26 a.m. Eastern time is the start of this eclipse, and it lasts an hour. So if you decide to be out in it, good for you. If you decide to skip it, it is totally okay. You actually are more tired, your body, during eclipse season. You might notice you've been more tired, you've been more irritable, you might be more lazy and not feel like doing things. But a really good thing to do for this time of year in your eclipse right now, journal. And there are always journal questions each time you have a new moon and full moon in the Moonology diary, which I really like. Journal, journal, journal. Have your kids join you in journal. Ask your children, for instance, what isn't something that you're enjoying in your life right now? What would help it to be better? You might want to ask them something along that line. For yourself, what is holding you back in life right now? What is something that you did not take care of last year at this time, or the first eclipse energy, and it's come back to bite you in the butt? That's kind of what an eclipse does. And can't obviously talk to kids that way, but for adults, I'm talking to you that way. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Whatever that means for you. It does not have to be like this. You can meditate and do walking meditations. In fact, I love walking meditations, especially through a forest or trees or through nature. Sit in a garden around you. I know it's a little early for gardens, but or if you have flowers that you've just recently purchased in your home, have them around you. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Namaste. Happy full moon eclipse day.